One of the rarest convergences in history just occurred this past week when two world religions both entered their holiest seasons on the same day. The Islamic month of Ramadan and the Christian observance of Lent both began on February 18th, 2026. Both faith traditions are marked by fasting, spiritual devotion, and charity, though the reasons and the history behind them are different. On this week's show, we're talking about them.
We choose to go to the moon.
The rum-tum-tugger is a curious cat.
100 billion other galaxies.
Right now, you like me.
Welcome to 5-Minute Trivia, where we're making the world smarter 5 minutes at a time. I'm your host, R.M. Zubairi. According to various databases, there are about 1.3 billion Catholics in the world and about 2 billion Muslims. Together, they account for nearly 40% of the world's population. So, the odds are good that you either belong to one of these groups or you know someone who is, which means that either you or someone you know is hungry, or thirsty, or maybe a little cranky because they could really use a cup of coffee. For Muslims, this is the month of Ramadan, in which the faithful fast during daylight hours and engage in acts of spiritual devotion such as prayer and charity. For Christians of certain denominations, it's Lent, also characterized by fasting and acts of spiritual devotion. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and believed by Muslims to have been the month in which the holy book, called the Quran, was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. The Islamic calendar is based on the moon, so Ramadan lasts for one lunar month, which is around, but not always exactly, 30 days. The lunar year is shorter than the solar year by about 10 days, so the start of Ramadan moves back by that length of time each year. This year, that month coincides with the start of Lent, at least according to the Roman Catholic Church, which starts Lent on Ash Wednesday and concludes on Holy Thursday, also called Maundy Thursday. Ash Wednesday is a holy day of prayer and fasting. Holy Thursday commemorates the story of Jesus washing his disciples' feet from the book of John. It also honors the Last Supper of Jesus with his apostles, as immortalized in that famous Leonardo da Vinci fresco. What's the significance of the 40 days between Ash Wednesday and Good Friday? According to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, Jesus spent 40 days fighting off temptation by Satan while he was fasting in the desert. In Islam, Ramadan is meant to be a time of spiritual devotion, discipline, and worship. Muslims abstain from worldly activities like eating, drinking, and other distractions during daylight hours. It's also a time of encouraging empathy and charity for those who are less fortunate. If you're forced to be hungry, maybe you're more likely to feed a hungry person. The fasting part of Lent has evolved with time. Originally, the Catholic Church permitted only one full meal a day through all 40 days of Lent. But in 1966, Pope Paul VI reduced that number to the days of Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. Catholics are also encouraged to abstain from meat on Fridays. Note for trivia night: in 1962, a McDonald's franchise owner in a heavily Catholic neighborhood of Cincinnati noticed that his store wasn't moving hamburgers on Fridays during Lent. So he created a meat alternative. And that is how we got the fillet of fish. Catholics don't just give up meat on Fridays. Those who observe Lent will also decide on a sacrifice they're going to make for the duration of the 40 days. In both religions, exemptions for fasting are made for those who are suffering from illness or unique hardship. Both also conclude with a celebration. For Muslims, the end of Ramadan marks the celebration of Eid. Fasting is forbidden on this day, and the holiday is celebrated with a special prayer, delivering charity to the less fortunate, and rejoicing with family and friends. Usually, there is a fair amount of feasting. In Catholicism, The day following Maundy Thursday is the solemn observance of Good Friday, which commemorates the crucifixion of Jesus and leads to Easter 2 days later, in accordance with the New Testament belief that Jesus rose on the third day of his burial. In contrast with Good Friday, Easter is a celebration, with church services, special meals, and of course, Easter eggs. In both faiths, these celebrations are a reward for weeks of devotion, prayer, and charity. So from all of us at 5 Minute Trivia, Ramadan Kareem and a blessed Lent. We'll see you next time, and thanks for listening.